Pudgy Penguins has a possible new partnership in the works, and we need to discuss how that can help Pengu. Hey guys, Foxy's Trading here, back with another crypto video for you guys, and we are back talking about Pengu. And I know it is hard talking about Pengu when the market is red, when Pengu is down so much, but we will be discussing that later on in the video when I break down market structure and where I think price is headed. So stay tuned for that. For now, let's look at some of the things Pengu is doing and that partnership. So what I was talking about was this. They recently retweeted Virtual's protocol, and Virtual's protocol tweeted about Pengu. It talked about making Pengu art. Now, Virtual's protocol is a AI layer 2 project that helps users create art. That is, from what I remember reading, that is what Virtuals is. I have not went into depth on what Virtuals is, but that is my understanding. And that basically works hand in hand with Pengu, as Pengu wants people to create art and post art about Pengu for more people to see. Now, I don't think this is an official partnership, right? But I just think that they are kind of trying to work together behind the scenes. Like, hey, you tweet about me, I'll retweet you, I'll talk about you. So it's like an official, unofficial partnership, because you can see they talk about them, then they talk about them again. But then Pengu also replies to them making art, right? It's kind of implying that they are making art on the Virtuals protocol. So this is just a little quick partnership that could help Pengu in the future, and it's always good to see partnerships between projects. Doesn't matter if they're big or small, it always helps in the long run. Okay, what else have we seen from Pengu? They were on the NASDAQ H-bar tweet. Now, this is important because we want to see meme coins merged with financial institutions with the NASDAQ, right? Even if it's not an official partnership, even if it's not an official sponsorship, just having this mascot there brings more eyes, because everyone's talking about NASDAQ and stocks and Forex and whatever they're talking about, right? Analytics, markets, numbers, and then they see this big penguin and they're like, what is that? So that just brings more eyes. They might get interested. It is good to see. And then lastly, what I want to talk about very, very soon. You've already seen a bunch of doomers takes today. Take a moment and rest here before you continue scrolling. And sometimes I want to tell everybody to just lock in their investment. Don't look at it and throw it away. I know it's hard to do. You want to look at it every day. You want to see your gains. You want to see your losses. You want to know what's happening in the market. I understand that. But if you are a believer in crypto, the way I am a believer in crypto and the way I'm a believer in Pengu, I think there's no reason to panic. There's no reason to be stressed, right? All these dips in the market, for me, I would just see them as buying opportunities, because I'm a believer. I don't think crypto is going anywhere. I think crypto is going to go up. I think the altcoin season is coming. When that is coming exactly, I don't know. But when that season comes, everyone's going to be hopping onto the crypto train, onto the Pengu train, and they're going to be wanting to see those gains. But when the market is red, they're scared. But pessimism is the best buying opportunity for the market. And I'm going to see that over and over and over again. Whenever there's a dip, I'm going to be telling people, if they have the funds, if they believe in Pengu, to scale in, because that's what you should be doing. If you want to see good returns, you have to scale. So I am not scared. I am not panicking. And I'm going to tell you where price is going, how price is moving. So we are down 28% in the last week. I know that's a scary number. We are up in market cap, up in volume. Now, this volume I wish was a little bit bigger, and I'll tell you why in a second. 75% bullish on community sentiment. Let's get that to 80%. I really don't understand why we're not at 80. And looking at market structure. So last week I mentioned how we had this imbalance in price, right? This is what we call a fair value gap, where price likes to test and seeds don't want to break below or test it and then go to the upside. And what do we have? Well, unfortunately, we have broken below. Now, I know the weekly candle has not closed yet, so I don't want to say too much yet, but I do think we are going to close below. I do think we are closing below the fair value gap. Why? Because I see another opportunity where it wants to go. Most likely it wants to go into this zone right over here and use this as a support zone to go higher up eventually. Because if this gets closed below, then this becomes an invalid support, right? We don't want to use that anymore. We want to look for a stronger zone. And this looks like it will become the stronger zone. It has touched it right now, right? You can see that these are aligned. It is in that and it has respected it and it bounced off. You can see it literally tapped and reversed. So that is a good sign, right? But that is not just the end all be all. This is not like the strongest thing ever. What we need to see is a reverse into a bullish direction. On the daily, we need to start closing above, above this area, right? Once we close above that area on the daily, we'll start to get into a bullish time frame on a daily. Now that is quite a while to go, but you have to believe, you have to just not look at it. On the 4 hourly, however, breaking it down on the lower time frame, you can see we are starting to make bullish patterns already. Doesn't mean we're not going to go more down. It just means we're starting to go up. We have closed above this zone right over here, right? Oh, we haven't. Interesting. So we need this 4 hourly candle to close above, which I think it will for sure. Right, so then this will be our new high. Then we'll probably get a candle down to make a higher high from this area. And then we have to form higher highs from these equal highs, right? So think of this area right over here, 0.0156 as the strong area that if price is able to close above, then we can start to hopefully see more bullish transactions to the upside. Because on the daily, we are still bearish. On the weekly, we are still bearish, right? I can show you that. On the weekly, it is to nobody's surprise. We have a lower high, followed by a lower low, followed by a lower high, followed by a lower low. And now we are probably going to make a lower high, lower low, all that good stuff, right? That step ladder to the downside. So on the weekly, we are still bearish. On the daily, we are still bearish. On the 4 hourly, we are looking bearish, and that's how it starts. You have to go from small to big. So from 4 hours to the daily to the weekly, right? It takes time, it takes steps for trends to reverse. We have gone down substantially, so it won't just take one day for us to go whoop and we're over here, right? This is going to take days, weeks. So stay patient. Don't buckle under the pressure. We are here to stay. Now, what else should we look at? Let's look at the RSI because I know you guys like that. Yeah, so on the RSI on the weekly, we are heavily oversold, as you can see, which is another confirmation of this could be a strong buying zone because oversold. Now we're going to hold this zone most likely, and we're going to start going up from here. So this will be a strong zone, and then we're going to start going up. So all signs lead to a potential reversal soon. When that will be, who knows, right? Bitcoin has swept its lows, which I wanted it to sweep for a while now, right? These lows right over here. The only thing is we do have these lows, right? So that's the only scary thing, but it did sweep out this liquidity right over here, which is what a lot of people were looking at, around $750 million liquidated in longs from this area. So we could see a possible reversal on Bitcoin. If we see that reversal, then Pengu will follow. So let's hope. Let's look at the market. Let's stay calm, stay patient. Let's adapt to what price is giving us. Let's not predict too far into the future. And everybody stay calm because crypto is here to stay. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. Make sure you guys do your own research because I'm not a financial advisor. And I'll see everybody in the next video.